Yeah, you bet they've got something up there. You know, maybe...
Arms?
Yeah, arms. You hope so.
If they're lucky.
Let's see, as we get into this one, Na'Vi, you mentioned G2 starting over on the T side of things. That means Na'Vi will get to start on the CT side of their map pick. And already G2 sending everybody towards this B side of the map with Guardian and Simple both peeking mid. You're going to get this information if you're Na'Vi. Flamey actually already removing one from this round. Response is in, and that's the dink onto Boomich. Utility now to follow up, and that allows Nexa to deal with this man playing close. Amanex followed through as well. And now Flamey fighting from the barrels, the only man left towards this B side of the map, and he's doing a stellar job of buying time. Simple's on the wrap, and Kenny throwing into the clutch now. 1v2 required.
Hasn't even got the bomb though, and they just deal with him instantly. Flamey strafes out wide, and 4 kills from him, all headshots. What a dominant pistol from Flamey. Simple with some missed kills, but instantly doming Amanek when he comes around that corner. Na'Vi will take that pistol round, and a faster B approach from G2. I think we're going to have an exciting, scrappy game here, Harry, and that's what I want, right? We saw how wild G2 can get back on Nuke versus Wendigo, and well, Na'Vi full of aim stars in their own right. This is going to be an interesting best-of-3 series, but Na'Vi starting things off on their map pick, as you would like to see.
Yeah, no force buy-in from G2. That nade not gonna find the damage onto Kenny, luckily so.
Get away.
Oh, he's still fighting. And finally they're able to deal with Simple. 4 on 4, but 2 players bought low in that engagement. A bit of a run boost out towards Long. They've retrieved the MP7. Still going to struggle to find much with it, having no armor in play. And Guardian, he's pretty keen to take these fights while he's got them. He's got the advantage, obviously, over the pistols. And no armor makes that scout very, very deadly for the G2 side. They're just holed up right now over towards mid, waiting to see if any more of this aggression comes through from Na'Vi. It will not, though.
Guardian does not have a flash to get Electronic through this smoke, so he will just wait for the time to strike. That time could be now, though. Oh, he's inside it. He's playing sneaky. He's playing cheeky, and he's going to start spraying. Oh, there it is. Amanek getting a trade with a Glock. Guardian, he's got to stay on this site. He's got to defend it with his life. Gets a kill onto Kenny. Hunter's up close. Surely a bomb plant is out of the question at this point with Guardian still here and Hunter so low. He finds the headshot, and Amanek will follow shortly after. Na'Vi taking the second round. Couple of casualties, couple of SMGs lost, but not the end of the world. G2, no bomb plants in either of these rounds, but they'll be buying up into number 3. And Na'Vi, well, they've got to get rifles, and if they do, they won't have much utility behind it. Losing some of those SMGs, not being able to really play a bonus round here, but it's not always a curse. Nothing worse than having to bring an MP7 up against AKs, so Na'Vi are going to have 3 M4s at least into round number 3.
One of the big questions for me is, will we see Guardian? You know, we noted in these last few games, he's been a little bit quiet for Na'Vi. Hasn't really mattered. He hasn't had to be putting up massive numbers, right? But Kenny is someone who has been looking on fire for G2. So you're hoping that could continue. That could maybe be their avenue into this series. Already the opening kill found, and Kenny's trying to capitalize. Oh!
Yeah, that was a weird one. Simple looked like he wanted to go around the corner and then decided against it, starts running back. Kenny just hears him. Kenny's like, okay, I know you're running. I know I can just take this dry peek because you're going to be in movement. And he just gets a one-tap, Harry. Simple as that. Weird one from Simple. I guess not wanting to give away another pick, but running, well, that will give all the info for G2. And now 5 on 3. If you're Na'Vi, you're gambling for this round. You've lost your AWP as well, or your scout rather. So Electronic, he's jump spotting the A site. He will rotate back down, gambling on lower. And G2, I mean, 4 players outside of A right now, still holding. This could go anywhere, but they don't seem like they're in a rush to run into a site blind with no information.
Yeah, and that's the thing for G2. They can just play very, very reactively now. They've got players all across the map. Amanek getting that kill onto Boomich just extends this even further in favor of G2. and he's going to keep probing this B site. And the second he gets the information that there's players here, G2 just go running up towards A, and they're going to get that bomb down in the 4v2. They've got a man down towards B still to try and deny these two players saving. And it's Hunter's position that's so valuable here to G2. Na'Vi try and get out of the bomb site. They try and hold on to those M4s, and they are already being hunted. First round on the board for the G2 squad as soon as those rifles come out.
And Na'Vi in a bit of an awkward spot when it comes to money. I imagine they'll force it. Is Na'Vi after all, but yeah, it's going to be pretty lackluster into this round if they do. A Famas on Flamey, Deegs, or AD, a couple of them coming through, but yeah, you can see this really isn't a pretty buy for Na'Vi. No kit either. They have got smokes, but we're not playing Inferno. It's not like they'll be able to delay G2 for too long with those. I love how G2 have very much been conditioned by these party peaks from Guardian, these long pushes from Simple. They are playing extremely passive at the start of the round. Seeing if Na'Vi want to pull in a play, it would be more than likely on the CT side. But Na'Vi don't want to be too predictable. They'll just settle back passive. Simple in the connector. He is very cheeky in that position. We saw him flanking a lot up against Wendigo, getting into the back line. For now, he'll just wait for this mid push, and it is coming through. G2 sending two players out with a flashbang from Guardian. Simple gets that D. That's the bomb dropped as well. He's going to go back down lower. Aminek's holding this, though, and he should get the trade. G2 back in a 4-on-4, but if Na'Vi can keep up trades like that, and they have got 3 players in the toilets, this could still be a bit of a problem for the French roster.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of restraint showing from G2. First real time they've elected to keep playing these rounds down to the wire. Every other series we've seen them in thus far, when they've been getting into this T-half, it's usually been a little bit faster. And it does feel like, for me, the CT side, where we really see G2 come alive, I'm excited to see what this second half holds in store, but this round, here and now, Aminek still holding the connector and will get that peak that he was waiting for. Will he anticipate the second man? He will not. Now 2 players make that no players over towards the B side of the map. It was looking good for Na'Vi. It looked like they could have achieved something in that round there, but their hopes and dreams were stolen away by Hunter. That's the second round now on the board, nice and early for G2. And this should be the eco coming up for Na'Vi, so a chance for G2 to fling themselves into the lead early on.
Hunter's looking nice and warmed up, and that's what we like to see. Getting a couple of entries into that B bomb site. He did the same with catching those saving players in the first round, G2 won. More of that. Na'Vi now having to eco Harry, finally giving one up. Allowing G2 to take the lead on this T side. Starting to make sense why we see this team so eager to start on the attacking half. Hunter looking for a pick into B. He spotted Electronic. Nade. Does some slight damage. G2 just throwing good utility into this B bomb site. Now the flank is already in. Boomic, he is in a great position, and he's going to get a free AWP from that. They're already in the site though. Boomic swinging onto one, but he's got players coming in from the back line. Can he find a second? Can he make this round a reality for Na'Vi? No. The aim punch takes him down, and his team will start to fall around him as well. Guardian going for that AWP, but Aminek keeps it covered, and it will be G2 taking the 3-2 lead. Na'Vi about 4K to 4,400 a player here. They've got to buy up. They've already just taken a double eco, but even then, we're not going to have that AWP on Guardian or Simple. We're only just going to have the bare bones utility. Things like taking B short might be out of the question for Na'Vi if they're lacking these incendiaries. They've got a couple down towards that lower site at least. SMG up on Flamey, and G2's chance to keep this streak going.
And already looking to establish this foothold in mid once again, RG2. This is an area of the map that Na'Vi look to contend early on, but now they've taken a more passive approach. They try and get Simple into this boost here. Will he be rewarded for it? 3 players about to come around the corner, and they both get down into the connector. Simple didn't see that.
Ooh,
Kenny. Oh, Kenny's actually spotted Simple up on the boost, and Simple does not get away lightly. 15 points of health on the man, and he's trapped now down by the divider. Simple How's he going to get himself out of danger here? Well, thankfully, he's been helped out by that smoke from the bomb site. Old mate Guardian throwing that one in to bail Simple out of danger.
And right there is a prime example of why you don't break the glass as a CT first, because Kenny's shot gets absorbed into the glass and only does 85 damage instead of the kill shot that it should have been. Tick-tock, though.
Yeah, 30 seconds left, and G2, they've tried to leave this one down to the wire once again. However, this time, they don't have that man advantage. They don't have a pick to go off of. They've just got to commit to a bomb site blind, and Hunter, well, he's trying to catch these players at B. There's 15 seconds left. G2, they've got to go into this bomb site now. And they start to creep up through Monster. Flamey hasn't seen that. He's distracted by the man over at short. He'll reposition. That kill drops the bomb. And with it, that's the round. G2, they can't win this. They've lost this one to time.
We have seen this be a bit of a recurring problem here for G2 in the games, right? By and large, not mattering as they've taken 2-0s all the way through this group, or mostly. But even so, you know, coming down to the wire, this slow style does hurt them, Harry. You mentioned they don't have a pick into that B bomb site. They've done a great job of putting enough pressure on A to force a third rotation. Na'Vi had 2 defenders on B. Flamey, there's no way he should be getting away with 2 kills there on the SMG from the pillar. But G2, slow out Monster. The bomb takes its time with them trying to set up utility, and you can't afford to do that. You've got to go eventually, as they come to realize that, with Flamey finding some absolutely huge kills on that defense. So another round for Na'Vi, keeping it close, keeping some money here on the CT side. That awkward buy where they only had M4s with very minimal utility will now at least be bolstered a little bit. But I like that so far it's neck and neck, Harry. That's what I wanted for this series. And we're getting it.
Yeah, I think the second half is where we're really going to see this game explode in a pretty big way. You know, with Na'Vi moving into their T sides at G2, with how aggressive their CT sides have looked, I'm really curious if we see that trend keep up, because right now, G2 just playing the same sort of game we've seen them play throughout the Pro League thus far. Simple. Oh, almost catching the timing there. Now trying to get out of danger. He's got his running shoes on, and he almost gets found getting back into the toilets. Nexa not quite able to capitalize on that. G2, they've got this mid control again. They're not looking to run out of time this time around, though. They immediately leave middle, group up outside of B, and once again, this is looking like the B commitment from G2.
Fast play, Movich is ready though from the barrel. He gets 2. Molly isn't that good. He gets away, threw it for a second, but Jack's trading back, keeping things equal as G2 get into the bomb site. They have so much time remaining as well. Na'Vi, it goes both ways. They are able to set up here for the retake. Guardian still deep in CT. G2 only just getting out of Monster as well, really being careful with this, and it's allowed Na'Vi time to get 3 players down lower. Boost up for Simple. He's going to go in with a flashbang, but that smoke wards any chance of a kill off. Next with an open plant, this is dangerous. Once that smoke fades, Simple gets the kill. And there it is, the retake has been opened up now for Na'Vi. They've got the kits, no utility, but Kenny and Jax pinned in on the site together.
They know where Jax is though. Kenny missing that shot, and now he's rang the dinner bell. Not going to be able to keep an eye on the bomb, so they're just sticking it. It's not a player with a kit, though. This is the full 10 seconds. And
is
Kenny,
that just a BM?
Yeah, he's not going to win this one, B3, and he knows it. Just looking to hold on to the AWP. Another round on the board for Na'Vi.
2 out of 3 of those players had kits, and Electronic, the one without the kit, is the one sticking the defuse. I don't know why you wouldn't have Guardian on it, especially considering he has a scout, right? Like, you don't want that one-shot gun scout or AWP a lot of the time holding down the line unless you know you're going to nail the shot. And well, hey, I guess it doesn't matter. Kenny doesn't go for it, and I respect that. You know, you want to keep your AWP. Your money isn't built up yet on the G2 side of things, and that was a pretty unrealistic clutch. So give away around to Na'Vi. Simple, he's been very aggressive here, but he's never really found anything from it. Will this be the time for him? Flash is good, though, from G2, and Jax is going to get that opening kill. Nice stuff from G2. I think they're really into this. Simple's been doing it every round, and a lot of the time running away, escaping. Sometimes successfully, sometimes not. And this is one of those examples of it not working out. Na'Vi down a man at the start of the round, all G2 could have asked for.
now cementing control towards the connector side of the map. That opens up the possibility to go for one of these fakes once again for the G2 side. Molotov keeps Guardian trapped over here in the toilets. Might look to get out of danger, but actually he goes aggressive. Ooh. He pushes in and he sees Jax's little tippy toes underneath that smoke. Now dropping a short smoke. There should be a gap in that.
Yeah.
Hoover on the right-hand side from Nex's POV. Guardian still falling back, going to use that smoke to his advantage, trying to get out of danger. Will be allowed to fall back into the safety of this A site. 2 players for Na'Vi here, 2 down towards the B side of the map. G2.
Why do you always knock stuff off the desk?
I don't know, man. I'm very animated. That's the problem.
Stop swinging those arms around while you talk.
It helps me get energized. Let's see. Guardian, he's got to swing his arms around now in the clutch as they start to push in. And Amanek quick on the trigger. Hunter's helped out. And this A site has crumbled around Na'Vi. This might just have to be the save, and it certainly looks like it. Flamey bowing out of the round. They don't want to go into this 2-on-4. They don't really have the money in spite of this little lead that they've worked to achieve.
Yeah, and I never thought I'd question a simple play, but I definitely hope he doesn't go back to these party pushes, you know, even these long pushes, really, unless he has more support from Guardian with an AWP. It's just been countered. Ever since the first time G2 had guns, they held in party, or they held in playground rather, for about 30 seconds. They've been doing it every single time, flashing their way into Fountain, waiting for Na'Vi to make the first move. They know that Na'Vi is full of playmakers, and, well, plays are attempted to be made. But this time it's 4 alive for G2 on their 4th T-side round. Really nice half from them so far. Na'Vi being put to the test, and once again, the economy on the edge. This would be a huge upset if G2 managed to pick it up. Especially considering, you know, the names on this Na'Vi lineup. Tactical pause from G2. Second coming in very early on.
And that's something that we've noted from G2. They've been very, very keen on using these tactical pauses ahead of time. You know, I think with a lot of teams, you see heading into swing rounds, to important rounds, they'll play it out to try and keep the momentum built up. And then, you know, it's if they lose the important round, that's when we see the tactical pause come in. G2 are very, very keen on taking these ones early and trying to make sure everyone's on the same page heading into these important swing rounds. And, you know, you imagine with the language barrier that's in place with, you know, some of the problems they've been having, you know, with Jax putting that tweet, obviously saying he didn't feel comfortable, then dropping like 60 kills in 2 maps. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. But, you know, it gives you some time just to iron out little problems like that. And these are the things that can make your T side or CT side crumble apart if you are G2. So I like that they're keen on using them. Not shying away from the challenge that is this new communication structure on the G2 side of things.
Well, that's the thing. Some rounds are worth more than others, Harry, and this is an example of one of those rounds. If G2 win this, they break Na'Vi's money in a huge fashion, and they likely win the half out. So, yeah, calling a pause before a key round in the half is always a good idea, in my opinion. And, hey, it's so far working out well. Amanek trading for 2 here down in the connector. It was a swing from Na'Vi. Not going to get away with it, though. And yeah, it's got to be annoying to play against such a passive T side. You're just wanting those early fights. I think if Na'Vi start to try and bleed out this time and box himself into A and B and don't give any kills away, maybe G2 are going to have a rough time. We saw them, you know, lose the clock down on B before. At least here, G2 are on top of that. 50 seconds, they're working their way up long. Guardian is here with a scout. He's going to have to hit some bangers of a shot. Molotov is annoying though, and Flash is coming over the top. Not much he can do here. He's just got to fall off and stall. Nice leg. Jack's getting tagged, and a follow-up. Guardian is making these players mincemeat, but Kenny finds him in the face. Jax and Nex are both low. These guns are going to be opened up now for Simple and Boomich. Plant is in. Kenny's been spotted. Simple knows 2 out of 3 of these players, but he doesn't know the close one towards a bank. Jax has been found. Boomich with a double. Kenny getting tagged by Simple, but he gets away with the orb shot. Boomich has to give this a go, and he's got a hell of a chance.
Yeah, that bomb's over on the truck as well. So in spite of both of these players being in toilets, Boomich with the kit, if he tries to stick this, maybe there's a chance. Does damage to Hunter, but not quite finding the kill. G2 narrowly securing that round up against the force spy of Na'Vi. It gets a little bit dicey. As we mentioned, though, that is going to break these CT's economy looking to this follow-up round. So a chance for G2 to build upon this lead once again. That shot from Kenny's nuts. Like, he should have been dead there, you know. And also, it's simple shooting you in the back. You know, this isn't some MM game with some LEM, you know, raining some shots in, messing it up. No, that is the best player in the world shooting you in the back, and you pivot and you drop him like it's casual.
Kenny has looked really good this tournament, and I think that's one thing that, you know, everyone will agree on. G2, another storming round for them, it seems. 5-on-3, B is open. You can see Electronic's already fallen out of that. I don't know if he's looking to save or just watching for a flank, but he is gone. He is leaving B and going to regroup with his team here in the connector. G2 still holding, man. That bomb is only just getting out through the monster tunnel. Simple can't find a pick into B short, but Nexus might give him one. Nexus keeping his eyes on the boost, and it won't work out for Na'Vi. This is going to be a sixth round here for G2, whether Na'Vi like it or not.
Another player who I've really enjoyed watching from the original G2 squad is Amanek. I think he's been doing a stellar job both on the secondary, but over on the CT side, a lot of the time, if anyone's had to change position, I think, you know, the one that really springs to mind is like Vertigo, for example. He's changed where he's playing on a few of these CT sides to better accommodate Hunter and Nexa in the squad, and he's still finding reasonably good impact on the back of it. You know, that's a lot of changes for one man to take on. Not only are you now calling in English, you're playing all these different spots that you weren't playing in before. So he's done a lot to help the growth of this team. G2, they're going to take this one cleanly. All 5 players staying alive there, building up the money. And that's the thing, I don't even feel like we have to talk about Nexa and Hunter.
No.
Because they've just been great both before they joined this team and, you know, since coming in. One thing that I am loving is you always, whenever we cut back to Nexa, if G2 are winning rounds, he is being loud. He is being animated. We had the production crew tell us yesterday that coming through the, like the admin's microphones and everything, they could pick up the screaming in the background from Nexa. So I love how much hype he can bring to this team. But there we go, Simple, another man who's not shy of hype around him, shutting Amanek out of this round nice and early, gets him there through the connector smoke. And now G2 with no map control towards that A side, they might just be forced to commit to a B play here.
And they almost had a timing as well. There are only 2 players here, but Electronic is now back in heaven. And he is going to be jump spotting. No need, just spray the wall instead. Nexa is gone from this round, and that is an unfortunate way to lose a pick if you're G2. Maybe you had a chance executing 4-on-3 into this B bomb site, but now it's really going to get tough, so they want to try and rotate and look elsewhere for these picks. Jack's flashing himself out through A short. Guardian's jump spotting the A site with that AWP as well, so G2 with only a little bit of utility, don't want to dedicate too much of it to taking A control when this ultimately looks like it will end back on that lower bomb site. Electronic now committing inside of the site, he's coming in through CT, so 30 seconds here, and Na'Vi have read the situation well. They've got a bait and switch set up on long if needed, but that won't be. Smoke down, that's a flash rather. Flamey and Boomich playing off each other here. Molly towards the barrels, that'll push Flamey back, but he's got his teammate deep on short, and Boomich goes back in with a flashbang, doesn't get anything from it. This is falling apart for Na'Vi. Flamey needs to hold the line. He's been so good in the last couple of days, but only here for a single kill. Guardian can't stop Kenny, who is now on the angle. Flash has to be good. Kenny, blind shot, doesn't connect. Guardian going back in. Simple's up in heaven as well, but that's a smoke down from G2. No one's watching it, however. And Hunter getting spotted. Simple's just walked right through that smoke. Kenny S wrapping short to Monster. An easy read for Na'Vi, you would think, but no kit, and they're running out of time.
Yeah, Kenny wasn't able to find the 1v3 from this position earlier today, and he's not able to find the 1v2. Oh, Guardian on the bomb, and that's we've seen a few AWP shots missing onto bomb plotters in the Pro League thus far.
JW versus Astralis and Train. Back to that A site.
That was probably the biggest yikes of the Pro League thus far.
Yeah. If Kenny hits that shot, he wins the round, more than likely. The time is low. Simple was not there to trade. He was behind the pillar, but I think he was watching short. And yeah, if Kenny gets a kill, he just ducks back Monster, wastes maybe another 5-6 seconds. And like I said, no kit for Na'Vi, so time would have been an issue. But luckily enough, this shot and a big play from Simple just to push through that smoke as well. No fear. Can't afford to have it when you're down. Na'Vi now back in with the 5th round.
And there's a chance that in this round here, we get to see these two AWPs clash early. You can see Kenny working towards this long side of the map. Guardian's got his back towards the divider. Him and Simple have been playing this buddy system together. And if Guardian can try and bait these players in, Simple can activate instead. It might just be the other way around. Simple catching Nexa with a slight gap in that smoke. And now Jax trying to go through this smoke towards the divider, getting himself into the toilets, and he's a lot deeper than Na'Vi think he is. Oh, he's just missed the timing. No, it's Simple. He definitely saw him.
I do love this about Na'Vi now having Guardian in the team. I thought it would really take away from Simple's AWP, and I didn't want that to happen. But, you know, Simple has been keen on the second AWP, and Guardian has had no problem giving the gun over to Simple as soon as he takes damage. Like, Simple's down to 40, give me the AWP. And he's instantly got a kill with it. So really just showing his value, both these players working well together. And that was a big question from a lot of people, you know, coming into this roster. Would this duo work? Will it work? Well, right now, it's doing fantastically.
Yeah, I think, hang on a minute, actually. Let's take a look at this. Guardian with that famous. Oh, he's done a lot of damage. Electronics here to help out. Kenny doing what he can. We'll actually find two. He's looking for Electronic, but Electronic holds the line. And that's Na'Vi tying things up 6-6. CT side resurging in these last couple of rounds. And yeah, I think, you know, the comment as to whether or not the duo of Simple and Guardian, whether or not that would work, that was a question for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you look at Simple now, and he's a very, very different player to what he was when Guardian was first in this team. Yeah, a different person almost. And I think that really shows just with how well these two play off of one another. You're bang on, right? Like, they are the buddy system across so many maps for Na'Vi. It's Guardian and Simple playing together. This round, that's not going to be the case because Simple's donning this second AWP. And the double AWP CT side of Simple and Guardian is a terrifying idea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Then again, we've got Kenny S and Amanek on the other side. Okay, Amanek maybe not carrying the same weight as Simple and Guardian do.
What?
And there we go, maybe. Maybe that shows why.
And Boomich has just taken the AWP. Do you remember that 3K round yesterday with Boomich on the B site of Overpass? He's like on top of the sandbags, above the smoke, getting no scopes. Like anyone can pick up this gun here for Na'Vi, it feels. And Simple, I don't know why he's giving it away, but fair enough. He's going to rotate up and he wants to join Guardian. That's why. Holding onto the A site, doesn't want two AWPs on one bomb site. Smart decision. Especially considering G2 are looking to commit here.
Yeah, Simple's taken this very aggressive long stance, usually that bait and switch that we see. Now, no one's over the wards long. We know that, Na'Vi don't. There's going to be a timing where Simple could try and activate and come through these toilets and be very, very quick into the back line of G2. Instead of going on a flank, he decides he'll fall back and help his teammate out inside of the site. Guardian might not even need his help. Guardian's just lighted up the scoreboard now, and Simple tries to come in to save the day, but he's not needed. Kenny S alone, and Electronic shows him the door. Na'Vi 7-6 up on the half. They retake this lead, and this game is certainly delivering in terms of, you know, the ebbs and flows of that scoreline. It's very back and forth. That is exactly what we wanted to see.
And the change-up is huge from Na'Vi that has gotten them back in this game, right? It was those early aggressive plays up on A that was getting countered by G2 every time. Well, now Na'Vi are playing those bomb sites. You know, Simple has started to get aggressive, but in other areas of the map, pushing B short, you know, that nade to blow open the connected door, which allows him to kill Amanek. Different plays that allow Na'Vi to take this 5-on-4 immediately and just settle back passive, make G2 work for the rounds. And G2 really having to work, but not too successfully. It's been quiet on the T side, and it will continue to be, wow, maybe not on B this round, because 4 pistols coming up B short. Jump spotted. Electronics got all the info. Boomich, patient play. He doesn't fall for the bait peek, but he does take down Kenny. Molly back in, and he is hungry for more. It's a hard shot to hit with Molotov smoke, and he's just going to take down Jax as it fades. Boomich is on a tear. 3 kills. Nothing proving to be problematic here for Na'Vi, and Simple's even trying to get knife kills. That sneaky little man. Amanek's come back round too short, though. This should be the end of the round. Desperation play, does get a dink, but Flamey's there with a USP just to make it even. Takes down the Glock, 8-6 for Na'Vi now, holding the lead. It's the last round of the half, it's G2's buy round, and they've got to make it worth their while.
This is a half that's been fantastically recovered from the Na'Vi side. Yeah, they go 6-4 down, and then they really do turn it on its head. They start to find their footing, and you're bang on, right, about these more passive plays back into the bomb site, not giving up early picks. And when we've seen these 5-on-5s come in, or when we've seen Simple taking aggression elsewhere on the map, it's really rejuvenated what this Na'Vi side can do when it comes to defending these bomb sites. And since then, G2, they've not even been able to find bomb plants. So getting shut down, getting locked out of the sites. They've got one last buy in round 15. It does come with a few limitations, namely just Nexa on the Galil, nothing to worry about. If you're on the G2 side, fast play from Amanek, gets that kill onto Boomich and removes him from this B side of the map. Molotov at least holds Amanek back. Look at Simple. Is he down in the connector right now? It looks like he is. He is. He's right behind G2. He's caught that timing onto Nexa as he's lining up the flashbang to try and get his teammates out into the bomb site. And now it's just into the maws of Electronic. That smoke gets dropped over towards Pillar, and that's going to force these G2 players into the sightlines of Na'Vi. Now, if you're G2, you've got a minute left, and Hunter has walked all the way through long. They're going to try and get him down into CT, where he can hopefully cut off these rotations from any Na'Vi players. And if he finds this kill, then this should be a G2 round. Now the penny drops that there's a man deep within the backline. How on earth are they going to deal with him?
Electronics coming CT. Simple. I thought he would try and cut off this bomb by going towards the toilet, but he's going to rotate with his teammate. And we'll leave him a little late to this site. And Electronic, he's got to clear everything. He has no idea where Hunter's gone, and he's hiding in the truck corner. Oh, Electronic going wide. He needs this kill because the trade is immediately found. Hunter was tucked, ready and waiting. Simple now, 1-on-2. Been spotted. Will come through. They're just going to fall off. Don't want to give Simple the kills. Rather hold a crossfire. Amanek putting pressure on. Hunter spamming that wall. Simple damage found. He's onto the Deeg now, looking for those quick shots, but no one's giving him even a chance, even a leg into this clutch. He's going to cross towards the truck. Has he found a timing? Oh, arm of Amanek given away maybe. No, the wall keeps him there. Missed shot from Simple, and you don't get more than one opportunity. Hunter finds 3 in the round. That is a huge A-long push from him to get in on the flank, cut off the rotations, and win G2 a 7th on the half. That will be 8-7, split down the middle here at the end of the first half of Overpass. G2 showing us why they picked that T side, but let's see if they can do it on the defense as well. Na'Vi's map pick and everything to play for here. We'll be right back after the break.
Turn my heart into something gold. No, I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your way right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do right now. What I do right now for you.
Na'Vi have their resurgence to narrowly close this out in their favor, at least at the end of the first half there. G2 now moving into their CT side. Are we going to see that same ferocity that we've seen from the majority French squad? Or are they going to fall back into something a little bit more passive, considering we're up against the Titans that are Na'Vi?
Well, now's the time to see all of our questions answered, Harry. 8-7 as we get into this one. Na'Vi on the T side, and they've got some utility on Boomage. Next on the kit, pretty standard stuff. Heavy B play for G2 with Kenny spotting middle. He won't go aggressive towards the playground, but he will spot from the toilet. That's first player coming through. Simple's on the P250. Ooh, playing with fire. Na'Vi favored in the odds as well, but this one looks pretty damn close. G2 getting wrapped from connector and short at the same time. Electronics coming in from lower. Simple's just trying to sell an A-fake. That bomb is walking out. Con, Amanek watching the wrong direction, and Electronic does get that kill, although it is labored. Guardian trying to trade, but he's down to 9. Needs to be careful. That bomb's been spotted, and Electronic is trying to get ahead of G2 here. He'll bail eventually with the smoke in his face, and Na'Vi, Heaven Smoke, looking to commit through Monster.
Oh, just finding that kill onto Jax there. Now, Nexa looking to rise to the occasion. He's got to come in clutch and he'll get shut down quickly. Kenny throwing into the 1-on-2. Damage done onto both of these players. They've got to cross back to grab that bomb, and they do manage to get it. So now that plant looking to come in, but Kenny, he's balled it back to the 1v1. Flamey on the other side, and Flamey shuts him down every time in these pistols. He is looking so damn good. That's 7 of the 10 kills in both of these pistol rounds brought in by Flamey for the Na'Vi side.
Man, since Zeus left, Flamey has just been on another level.
He has been looking so good, right? Like, incredible.
It's like the Flamey that we wanted to see, like, coming into the old Na'Vi roster. And I don't know, he sometimes had those games where he just tore people apart, but by and large, he was kind of, you know, okay, middle of the pack, whatever. Well, obviously, you know, it's fair enough considering some of the players on this team, but now we've got, you know, Boomage, Orping, Guardian and Simple swapping that back and forth and both looking great while doing it. And Flamey now stepping up. You know, what can you do against this Na'Vi team? Pistol rounds, both theirs. Simple, he's got a kill, and Na'Vi are just taking over B Water again. They've got a couple of frags here. Amanek on a SMG. And they're trying to boost, but it's being watched. Guardian, ooh, unfortunately had an aid out. Hunter gets away with that kill. Boomage is dead. That's something here for G2. And they might just try and re-aggress anyway while Na'Vi are scavenging weapons. They're not ready for it. Guardian's gone. And a 5-on-3, back to a 3-on-3 here for G2. They're going to go back towards Monster. That's exactly where Na'Vi are going. The swing is good. The trade is in, but Amanek will take the advantage. And now it's Simple, 20 HP and a Dream, 1-on-2.
Weapons have been retrieved as well. UMP into the hands of Kenny. And Amanek stolen himself a Krieg. Simple has at least been able to retrieve one of these AKs. Looking for a kill through the smoke. He would love to get one. 40 seconds. And he tries to cross back and they all get found. G2 snatching that 4-spy round away in the second. An immediate response from G2.
I love that team play. Everything they do there is on the same page, right? They aggress on short, they get a kill, they go back to monster, they get a kill. You know, they're just swapping around, always being a nuisance, constantly poking and prodding Na'Vi, not letting this team set up or decide where they want to go, what they want to do in this 3-on-3. Just constant gunfights from G2, and that keeps them in this round.
Yeah, force buy back on the cards for Na'Vi, and they're already up through mid. Jax is not ready for how close these players are, but Simple, I was going to say, missing that first volley of shots gets him the second time around. They find that man advantage. They catch Jax over in mid. The sheer speed of Na'Vi blindsiding the man in the front line, and now 4-on-5 for G2. Kenny won't spot this boost. Guardian's got thrown up over this short smoke. 3 players for G2 over towards this A side of the map, and that's allowed because Hunter has taken some short aggression early on in this round. He's waiting down by the connector. He can hear those footsteps. He can hear players. He can call for a rotation early if needed. And so Na'Vi, if they do decide to commit into this A side of the map, they will be walking in to this stacked bomb site.
Yeah, they have no idea as well, because G2 have hidden it so well. Aminex has not been spotted, but he finally does get seen. Boomich coming up from the sidelines, but a trade from Nexa 3 on the SMG before he dies. 2-on-1 now for Na'Vi, somehow making this work, but they don't know about the flank, and Hunter's found Electronic out of position. Guardian with a chance to rotate down towards B, and he'll take it immediately, taking the Heaven route as well. It's actually faster, although it doesn't feel like it coming up the stairs. Now we'll have a chance to plant safe. Doesn't want to do it open, knowing Hunter's likely going to be coming from the same position. And Guardian, no armor. He has to win this immediate fight. Does get tagged even lower. 19 and re-peaking. Hunter's more than ready for it. MP7 might not be great, but at range, that gun is a bit of a beast. 9 rounds to G2. Na'Vi at least make it interesting. That was a forced buy. They get 4 kills in the bomb plant. The only follow-up question I have, Harry, is do they force again?
They definitely could, because they're going to get enough for AKs, not armor, but there were a few players with some residual cash. You can definitely juggle that around so that you've got some rifles in play on armored players. I'm doing the maths in my head, and I didn't catch how much money all of them had. Ooh. So, yeah, I was going to say the best they could hope for is 2 rifles with armor behind it here.
You don't even have to fully commit as well. You can just get a hero AK, the Russian AK buy, and a bunch of pistols. And yeah, I like that. That's a really good call from Na'Vi. You know, it at least means you don't dig yourself this hole of going down 11-9 before you actually even get an AWP, but you still have a chance here. Simple, he can do anything.
Yeah, and not to mention, right, even if that AK is able to deliver, say, 2 or 3 kills and take some of these rifles out the hands of G2, then it's already done enough, right? Yeah. It's all about setting yourself up for the future now if you're Na'Vi. Simple with this hero AK looking to open up. He'll clear this mid portion of the map. Jax is over in the toilet. Kenny's at long with that orb. And he just immediately leaves long. If that orb gets into the hands of Na'Vi, that's where things get scary. Also, important to note, neither Kenny nor Jax have head armor in this round. So these Glocks are actually pretty, well, the one Glock, the rest of these are actually pretty deadly.
I mean, you're really looking for an out. Na'Vi looking for headshots on the other side, regardless of the armor that G2 possess, but Kenny's on this site, Harry, and that is, or could be, a catastrophe here for Na'Vi. Does Simple go in first? Dangerous decision, but he gets a kill immediately. Jack's caught off the top, and there it is. Flamey's found Kenny. This round has fallen apart for G2. They can't afford to give up yet, though. They still are already against armorless pistols, by and large, trying to ascertain as to whether it's even worth it. And no, they're going to bail. Just the numbers advantage is scary enough. And Na'Vi don't know what they're up against, right? Oh, sorry, G2 don't know what they're up against. They don't know that, you know, there's no armor on 4 of these players. I think if they did, they might reconsider. But Electronic is already on the hunt, and look at how far he's gotten.
Yeah, I mean, you only ever see an AK and a Deagle if you're G2. I don't think they're fully aware just how little Na'Vi had into this round.
But the only issue is Flamey picked up an AWP in the post plant, and that's everything, Harry.
Sometimes the hero AK is enough, and that's the case right now for Na'Vi. Obviously, opting to invest so little in that round apart from the one rifle that the cash is now overflowing for this T side. It's almost disgusting how good their economy sits right now. Same cannot be said for their majority French counterparts on the other side of things, who are now in a bit of a hole. Tactical pause for G2, and if I'm not mistaken, this is their last tactical pause. So they've ran dry of these very, very quickly. And this game still feels like one that could go the distance. I think we've got another 10 rounds in this at the very, very least.
Well, that would make it a 30-round game, Harry.
Yeah.
I'm always for a 30-round game here, especially when, you know, finals are on the horizon. They're on the line here in this best-of-3. This is only the first map. G2 really putting Na'Vi to the test, but I love that buy from Simple, and it produces incredible results. You know, not only him killing Jax, but Flamey getting the D onto Kenny, that's just unreasonable. You can't have 2 entries. But Na'Vi, they don't care. Orp is now in the hands of Guardian, and Kenny is lacking his. G2, desperate times. Got a kill on Nexa. Simple is holding on to the connector here. G2 getting aggressive, and they did this in the second round. They're looking to do it again, taking this B water control, but Flamey runs through a smoke, and Hunter's so low. Simple opens up onto him as well. Electronic doing all the damage, and even getting a flash assist as well. Boomich is going to catch Amanek coming up the stairwell, and this is in seconds, a 5-on-2. What on earth?
Yeah, Flamey and Electronic have just cleared the B side of the map as well, so they're going to go back and grab this bomb. The one thing that maybe goes in favor of G2 is Jax's position down in connector. They believe that they'd already dealt with the connector player. That said, Boomich, she'll go back the second time around and kill everybody. So, yeah, that's Na'Vi in with another.
Rush and I call that spot the Bastion, you know, where Boomich was playing, that party area. It's a Bastion classic, you know, our favorite Danish observer. And yeah, he gets it all done from there, Harry.
Well, he was the last bastion of hope for Na'Vi. The only man who could have denied these weapons being saved, and Boomich steps up to the mark. Now 11-9 in favor of the Na'Vi side. Rush promised us some free cam observing where he doesn't use his cinematics.
Or 1-0, just free cam, just third person, just fly around the map.
So we're going to see how many kills we can capture like this. We're going to see if this is a workable model. Now, you know, we're just theory crafting ideas, but look at this. Kills going down in mid. We don't really know what's going on, but in a way, that adds to the excitement. Nexa, stepping up, and Boomich and Guardian shut them all down. Rush actually did a pretty damn good job,
That was beautiful, Harry. That was amazing. I love the cinematics. I think that's great for like a USP eco round where, you know, everyone's getting kills. Rush is probably going to miss most of them anyway, so may as well just go third person, and then you've got plausible deniability. It's a win-win. Keep it up, Rush.
I remember the time when CS was sometimes observed in third person. That was
CGS.
Times, yeah. CGS days there.
Oh, no pistol rounds, guys. Can't have any of those. Flamey, he's waiting for the long aggression, and he's just going to mop them up. Oh, no, Harry. Is this how the game tumbles apart for G2? They had their head in this. They were neck and neck. And now another rifle round where they're down 2 men. Make that a third. Na'Vi, they've received a lot of damage, but they've got the picks, and this orb doesn't care about health. Hit gets a one-shot regardless, so if anything, that works in Na'Vi's favor. And Kenny, unfortunate, he's gone down towards B. He's going to go join up with Amanek. Gambling that this will be the lower site, and actually, this may still be correct. Na'Vi, they were on A, now they're walking all the way back. They could be checking out long, though, and that seems to be the play. So it might not be an over-rotation after all. This is looking good for the Natus Vincere camp.
And if Amanek and Kenny were right in this gamble, there is still a real chance for them in this round, right? So much damage getting done onto Boomich and Flamey. However, you know, if you're in the seat of Kenny or Amanek and you see that bomb go down, you look at the fact that you're in the 2-on-4, that is the immediate save call, you know.
Definitely.
The only way I feel like G2 picked this round up is if this gamble paid off. And now Na'Vi aren't about to go running into a bomb site without checking it. They've been working this A side of the map all round long, and that will continue. The bomb going down now, and this is going to be a 13th for Na'Vi.
Hunter's really been putting up the kills here today. Jack's back at the bottom of the board having a rougher time. And I wonder if G2 are going to stop with this aggression now. You know, if it's working, that's great. But this is a bit of a problem that Na'Vi had at the CT side start, right? Just these pushes that were being countered, that were being held. And, you know, Na'Vi rather, they did that. They realized it in the pauses and they fixed it. And they had a great half. Now G2 need to do the same. And at an even more dire time, 13-9, they've not got the wiggle room. They've got 3 rounds to lose, and this is going to a second map. AWP is saved for Kenny, at least. That isn't going to be finished off by the likes of Na'Vi. So we do have money somewhat here for G2 coming into this round. But it is also somewhat tempting to go for pistols and give away 14 and come in with a full buy. Maybe even that double AWP. Amanek picking it up like we've already seen before. But it's down to the G2 camp to make that decision. And yeah, they will eco. They will just half buy for now. Na'Vi 14th on the horizon, but, you know, we think back to Simple winning that round with a solo AK. Kenny, Amanek, these 2 players can certainly do it with 2 rifles.
Yeah, both these weapons will be back-to-back in the connector. Only time's going to tell whether that proves to be a blessing or a curse, though. For G2, all it takes is for one of these players to fall and suddenly you're backed into a corner. Luckily enough, Kenny S has delivered the man advantage to G2. Simple in with that peek and Amanek gets annihilated. Kenny's trying to step up the trade. Simple spamming through and here's the shots connect. Kenny's been deleted. And the double connector hold has been dismantled almost immediately. Electronic gonna pluck Jax from the ranks of G2. Flamey's executed into B. Na'Vi, they've got everywhere on the map. They've got the B site, they've got the A site, they've got connector. Is there anywhere that Na'Vi don't own? Well, thankfully, Hunter delivering that kill has locked them out of B, but it doesn't really matter. The bomb is already inside of the A side of the map. Nexa smoked off at the dumpster. There's a bit of a gap in that. Still not enough to allow him to get the kill onto Simple, and Guardian even spotting the barrel of the gun there over the top of the dumpster. G2 bowing out of this round.
Oh no, Simple's even hunting Harry. This is just the Simple effect, right? The round that G2, you know, they're not expecting to win it, but they certainly can. Kenny gets a big pick to start off that A-site hold, and then Simple just finds both players with guns down in the connector, gets all those kills, and any chance of G2 winning that round is thrown out the window. Fantastic round from Simple, and Hunter, he'll get away with his AK, but that's it. That's all G2 have. They will be able to buy moving forward, but now 14-9. Their room for error has been diminished to that of 2 rounds. And Na'Vi seemingly making no mistakes on this T side. Look at him go.
Yeah, he's really coming alive on the T side, is Simple. And that's the thing, I feel like as everyone else in the team gets better, Simple is the kind of guy who wants to keep being the best in the world. So you know that as everyone else is improving, Simple is also going to be improving. It's pretty terrifying. B play on the cards now for Na'Vi. Kenny here with the AWP, and he's got to step up massively. Kenny delivering 2, and with that, he's dropped the bomb out in the open. The Molotov is keeping him trapped here. Somehow still alive. Kenny S, immune to fire damage. Stays out of harm's way somehow. And G2, this is the best situation they have had all half long, it feels like. The bomb at their feet. Simple. Oh, he saw the head of Hunter and he'll take it off. So they're losing players, still have the man advantage, still sat 4 on 3. Flashbang's good, but Nexa even better. Playing that anti-flash is able to help Kenny out. Guardian will get the trade at the very, very least. And now we see AWP on AWP. Kenny comes out on top. Oh, and he almost gets the shot on a Simple. Not quite, however. And Simple alone, 1v2. But if any man could get you believing, it's this one.
He's died in this exact position before too. Amanek spraying a smoke though. Think back to the early rounds in the half. Same situation as well with the bomb being lost. Amanek's going for it again. He's looking for round 2. Simple. Ugh. just getting through that smoke. 20 seconds, he's got to commit, and he's already dead. Amanek doing it once again here for G2. 10 rounds found, the double digits taken on this CT side, and they can pick that all back up and hand it to Kenny on a platter. What a round from Kenny S. 3 frags down Monster, holding on to this round by, you know, the skin of his teeth here. No armor, sitting in a molly and getting away with 2 kills, 3 at the end is, well, that's just perfect. That's all you need. So he's got that weapon once again, and Na'Vi calling out their first tactical pause of the entire game.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're Na'Vi, you don't need to be worrying yet. I mean, there's 4 rounds between them and G2. They've got some breathing room. That round there was a real change of pace from Na'Vi, right? Completely different to anything else they've done on the T side thus far. They try and go outside of the box. They try and just throw in a fast B play, and it gets counted. But I don't imagine we see them go back to that now. I imagine we see this slow, creeping default again. Simple denying connector control. The rest of Na'Vi working mid. You leave a man down towards that B side of the map. They try and just, you know, go for the sledgehammer play of just, we're going to take B, we're going to take map point, we're going to wreck the economy of G2. It doesn't work. And so now, Simple, he will head back towards that connector. Boomich out towards mid. 3 players on this B side of the map for Na'Vi as they look to establish this default nice and early.
Yeah, and Kenny's in the position that Boomich got 3 kills from just in the first half. Posted up with the AWP. Now Simple is in the connector, and he will open that door up, so Kenny's going to fall off. And Guardian, getting that kill. Kenny peeks right into it, and Na'Vi were waiting with 4 players outside this B site. They've got themselves a pick to get in there. Boomich, however, might call this all under question because he's cleared out the A site. There's only 1 man here on long, and he spotted him. Boomich getting that kill on 4 points of health. Now, G2, they're going to have to scramble. They're going to have to start adjusting rotations, but Na'Vi is still outside of B, putting on pressure. It's got to be a big question mark for G2. Where the hell do we go? And Na'Vi still making their decision with that one as well. The bomb will be coming back up towards A, but with more time going on and no noise being made on this top site, G2 starting to question their doubts.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Na'Vi have had control of connector all round long, so even if they went to that A side of the map and they didn't like what they see, they can just duck down and head towards B with 35 seconds still left. There's still a chance of that in this round. However, now it definitely feels like the A commitment, and G2 deciding to keep everyone down towards this B site. They will just have to save. They've got to concede map point to Na'Vi. They'll keep it flawless over on the T side to reach a 15th round.
I think that's the best decision G2 can make right now. Obviously, they don't have all the information in this situation. While Boomich gets that entry kill, he gets put down to 4 and backs off. They don't know he's backed off. He could be in the site, he could be in CT. Think to the rounds where, you know, Hunter on the T side pushed up long, got a kill, took bank, and even cut off rotations from Na'Vi. G2 is scared of the exact same thing. They realize if we stack B and Na'Vi come our way, we have our best shot. 3 players there. If they go A, well, we have to save for 15-10. And unfortunately for them, it is the latter. Na'Vi walking into the correct bomb site in this situation. And G2, you know, trying to look on the bright side here, at least get away with 3 guns and that AWP. But will it be enough? Because this has been, you know, a few save rounds here for G2 in the second half. And now, well, the wiggle room is gone, Harry. It's 15-10. 1 more and Na'Vi have done it.
It's at times like this, you know, that G2 wish they had some more of those pauses left, right? They're now staring down the barrel of having to achieve a 5-round comeback. Or else Na'Vi will be securing their map pick. Guardian already posted up down here towards Monster with that AWP. In the meantime, G2, very heavy presence towards this B side of the map. There's a boost employed. Boomich hasn't seen it. The flashbangs make this such a chaotic round. And Boomich, loads of damage. They know that Hunter's now here and that he's trapped down in the pit. Players flanking onto him, but Amanek making his presence known now from short is on this wrap. Will he anticipate Simple? He will not. That's Amanek removed. Kenny throwing into this 1 versus 2 clutch. The bomb dropped out in the open. But that smoke is adding some obscurity into this round, and Kenny, Trying to work his magic, trying to hide around it. Spots the man under heaven, but not able to connect the shot. Na'Vi, they'll take the victory here.
And that was such a read from Na'Vi in the last round as well. They knew that G2 were going to go for the short control with the boost, and with 2 players pushing, Na'Vi threw a smoke towards the sandbag, which was completely cut. G2